Yes, of course it is. Yes, Senator may proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, colleagues, for trusting me with the sacred vision of uplifting Black history this Black History Month here in Annapolis. The passage that I have is titled, "In the Footprints of Black Annapolis." It was prepared for us by local historian Janice Hayes Williams, who is my guest today as well, joining us here on the Senate floor. Thank you, Janice. The history of the city of Annapolis is well documented as a 17th century seaport trading in human cargo from Senegal, Benin, Ghana, Windward, and the Gold Coast. Annapolis' relationship with the transatlantic slave trade was unveiled through the work of writer Alex Haley and further explored by local historian Janice Hayes Williams, who is my guest today. The grisly history of the slave trade here in Annapolis recently earned the city of Annapolis a designation from UNESCO as a site of memory in their project retracing the path of the slave trade. However, the resistance, heritage, and ultimate liberty of Africans brought to the shore of Annapolis is not the subject of my remarks today. Today, I would like to focus on their descendants, who populated the footprints of many of the buildings, streets, spaces, and places that we utilize today. Today, I would like to focus on the 18th century. In 1870, the census was taken here, and after the Civil War, it showed that there was a 43% increase in the city of Annapolis's Black population. Most were concentrated between the borders of the College Creek and the Annapolis City Dock. This insular Black community was formed by freed men and women and the generations that followed. In 1873, that community elected William Butler to the Annapolis City Council, making him the first Black person elected to any public office in the state of Maryland. That corridor was home to Black doctors and their practices, Black attorneys, teachers, entrepreneurs, employees of the United States Naval Academy and St. John's College. Establishments such as Susie's Tea Room, the Dixie Hotel, the Wright Hotel, they all hosted world-class Black entertainers such as jazz singer Sarah Vaughan. The Stanton Community School educated Black children and entrepreneurs like Wiley H. Bates. They made significant purchases along Clay Street, Washington Street, Calvert Street, and leased and sold properties to other young Black entrepreneurs who built churches, movie theaters, salons, and general stores to serve the needs of that thriving community. However, over time, the cedar shingled row houses built for and by Black Annapolitans on Pinckney Street, Fleet Street, Cornhill Street, Clay Street, and other familiar locations in the city center grew dilapidated. In response, in 1937, the city of Annapolis, with permission from the General Assembly, embarked on the city's urban renewal project. A survey conducted for the project revealed that 38% of housing in Annapolis was uninhabitable. And of that, 86% of those living in condemnable homes were Black. The renewal project got busy responding to the blight by building new buildings to replace the old ones. However, many of them weren't homes. New county office buildings displaced Black families on South Street and Cathedral Street. Black families were displaced on Northwest Street and Calvert Street to accommodate the expansion of the access road connecting this state house to Route 50. On Carroll Street, Calvert Street, Bladen Street, and Northwest Street, more Black families and businesses were displaced for construction of our state office buildings. When the renewal campaign ended in the mid-1970s, 33 businesses and 237 families, nearly all Black, had been removed from their homes and businesses in the city center. By 1972, the value of homes built and renovated in the area had risen by more than 97%. However, Black families were unable to return to them, including members of my family and the family of Janice Hayes Williams, who joins us here today. Their homes were lost forever in favor of county-owned parking garages. In 1940, Annapolis formed the Annapolis Housing Authority and broke ground on the city's first public housing complex. It was only the second in the nation to house families displaced by new construction and blight. The public housing property known as College Creek Terrace was followed by another and another and another, until in the mid-1970s, the city of Annapolis boasted the highest per capita public housing ratio in the state. Each community pushed Black Annapolitans further and further from the city center, eventually isolating them from resources and opportunities. Today, 85% of the residents in Annapolis public housing are Black, and many of them can trace their roots back to the families and homes and businesses that were lost during the city's urban renewal projects. Today, many of the amenities that have become synonymous with downtown Annapolis, including the spaces and places where we work, park, live, dine, and drive during the legislative session, stand in the footprints of the homes and businesses that was the post-Civil War Black community in Annapolis. I would like to thank historians like Alex Haley and Jane McWilliams who have preserved this history, and especially thank historian Janice Hayes Williams who prepared these remarks for us today. Thank you.